You know, people always think cheaters are heartless, that we don't feel pain, that we don't regret what we did. But what if I told you that sometimes the person who cheats ends up being the one who loses everything? I thought my affair was a secret. I thought I had it all under control, until the day my husband left me a note. 2 words. Just 2. I know. And that was the beginning of the end. I never planned to cheat. Never in a million years did I think I would be the kind of woman who lies, sneaks around, and betrays the man who loved her. But life is funny that way. It doesn't give you a warning when things start slipping. One day you wake up and realize that the fire is gone, that your marriage has turned into a routine, that the man you once laughed with, dreamed with, has become a stranger sleeping beside you. And then someone new walks in, someone who sees you, who makes you feel alive again. For me, that someone was Ryan. It started so small. Coffee breaks at work, inside jokes, a hand brushing against mine when we reached for the same file. It felt harmless, until it wasn't. Lunches turned into late nights. Late nights turned into stolen weekends. And before I knew it, I was lying to Daniel, my husband, telling him I had meetings, girls' nights, work trips. I was careful, so careful, deleting messages, changing contact names, double-checking my alibis. But secrets have a way of catching up to you. Ooh, and mine. Mine came crashing down in the form of a simple white envelope on the kitchen counter. My name, in Daniel's handwriting. I picked it up, heart pounding, and pulled out the note inside. 2 words, just 2. I know. I felt sick. My stomach twisted, my hands shook, my mind raced through every possibility. Did he really know? Or was he testing me? Was this a bluff? I forced myself to look at him. He was making coffee, his face calm, too calm. "What's this?" I asked, trying to sound casual. He just smiled, a small, knowing smile. "You tell me?" And then he walked away. Deep breath. For the next 2 days, I lived in pure fear. Every time he looked at me, I felt exposed. Every time he spoke, I wondered if he was about to confront me. But he never did. He acted normal, too normal. That's when I realized something terrifying. He wasn't just hurt. He was planning something. Then, 2 days later, I came home late from work. Except this time, I really was at work, trying to avoid Ryan, trying to figure out what to do. And I found another note waiting for me. "You should have been more careful." I felt like I was drowning. My marriage, my affair, my entire life was slipping through my fingers. I had to know what he knew. I found Daniel in the living room, sipping whiskey. He didn't even look surprised to see me standing there, shaking, holding the note. "Just say it," I snapped. He tilted his head, amused. "Say what?" I threw the paper onto the table. "You know, don't you?" Silence stretched between us. Then he leaned forward, his voice calm, too calm. "Ah, yes," he said, "I know." My knees nearly gave out, but before I could speak, he pulled something from his pocket. My phone. I gasped, checking my coat, my bag, where I had last left it. "I cloned it months ago," he said. "Every text, every call, every picture." He took a slow sip of whiskey. "I've seen them all." The room spun. The walls felt like they were closing in. You lied to me, he continued, for months. Tears burned my eyes. I wanted to beg, to explain, to say something that would make this better. But what could I say? I had done this. I had betrayed him. Then he did something I didn't expect. He reached for his phone, tapped the screen, and turned it toward me. A video played. Ryan, walking out of his apartment, but not alone. With another woman. I stared, confused. No, that couldn't be right. Then another video. Ryan at dinner, holding hands, kissing her. My stomach dropped. My mouth went dry. What is this? I whispered. Daniel's eyes locked onto mine. Your lover has a fiancé, he said. He's been playing you just like you played me. A sharp, slicing pain stabbed through my chest. No, this couldn't be real. I shook my head. That's not possible. He told me he loved me, that he lied, Daniel cut in, just like you did. I collapsed onto the couch, numb, empty. I had risked everything. My marriage, my home, my life. And for what? A man who never even loved me. Daniel stood up. You made your choice, he said, heading for the door. My heart pounded. Where are you going? He paused, turned back to me one last time. His eyes, once filled with love, were now empty. I deserve better than you. And then he was gone. I sat there, shattered. Everything I had, everything I thought I wanted, was gone. And for the first time, I realized something. Cheating doesn't just break marriages. It breaks people. And this time, I was the one left in pieces. And yet, the story didn't end there. Days turned into weeks. The house felt hollow without him. His absence was a wound that refused to heal. I found myself replaying our last conversation over and over again, wishing I had chosen differently. One day, a divorce paper arrived in the mail. No anger, no bitterness, just finality. I signed it with trembling hands. I had destroyed my marriage, my trust, my sense of self. And for what? A man who didn't even love me. As I packed my things, I found one last note. A single word. Goodbye. And that was the moment I truly broke.
With this story or found it thought-provoking, please take a moment to like and subscribe for more content that dives deep into the complexities of human emotions. Your support means the world to us, and it helps us continue bringing stories that resonate with real-life experiences. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. How would you have handled this situation? Let's start a conversation about love, trust, and redemption.